guys, welcome back to my channel and happy new year. I hope the new year has started off really well for you. If not, we got some time. We got some time to figure it out. But today I'm doing a video that I've wanted to do for a long time. You guys know that I can be a little bougie at times, but I know you guys that do enjoy higher end luxury products and like to watch channels that feature a lot of that. Even though you may love those things, sometimes it's hard. It's just not in the budget. Things are just not coming together financially for you to be able to do that all the time. So today I thought I would give you my personal list. So I'm gonna give you some suggestions. Hopefully you find this video full of information. I really sat down and thought long and hard about each of the products I'm gonna recommend to you because I know they're not cheap and you don't wanna be wasting good money. So let's get right into it. Okay, first I'm gonna start off with primers. I have two types of primers that I wanna recommend to you. Makeup Forever. I have two here, and I specifically picked this line, this brand, because these are not full sizes. These are travel sizes. When you're venturing out into more expensive makeup, choose brands that offer travel-sized items. That is where you're gonna be able to save so much money and still try out great products. So I have two here. I have the mattifying one and the smoothing one. They have a whole line. Brightening, hydrating, color correcting. And for eyes, definitely recommend Urban Decay. Once again, they have different sizes. This is a great eye primer. These are great face primers, and especially if you get a smaller travel size, you'll save a lot of money. For foundations, I have three to recommend to you, and all three of these brands have fantastic shade ranges. That was a must. I am not gonna recommend to you guys a brand with a crappy shade range. That's not happening on my channel. First is Cover FX. This one here that I'm showing you is their natural finish, but they have so many. They have several different foundations in their lineup, all of which carry 40 shades. Beautiful range. And within those 40 shades, they do olive undertones. And there are so many brands that really neglect that olive undertone. They might do warm, they might do cool, they might do neutral, but olive, not a lot of brands do olive, and Cover FX does. And another brand that also does olive undertones very well, NARS. This is my favorite of all their foundations, and I have tried all of them. NARS Sheer Glow for the win for me. It's been my baby for years, and just recently they expanded the shade range. So I believe now they're up to, I think, 46 shades. Beautiful. No pump. If you do want a pump, you have to purchase that separately. Beautiful medium to full coverage foundation. Just like Cover FX, it gives a very natural finish. Don't be fooled by the name Sheer Glow. That doesn't refer to coverage, it just refers to the degree of the glow that you're getting. So the glow that you are getting is a sheer glow. It's not dewy, it's not greasy, it's just a very natural glow that is very subtle, but the coverage is there. And last but not least, I did feature this one in my best of 2018. I had to mention it again, Dior. Yes, extreme luxury, extreme high-end, but again, 40 shades and olive undertones are included in that. They do warm, cool, neutral, olive. It makes you look absolutely perfect, and I highly recommend it. Yes, Dior is very expensive, but if you can find a great shade match, give it a try. Oh yeah, get it out. Ooh, get it out. That was gross. And you have cookies all over your mouth. Who eats cookies when they're sick? Say hi to everybody. Another foundation product, but it's not a liquid, it's a powder. I always recommend a powder foundation for anyone combo oily, especially. Powder foundations save my life more than you know. MAC Studio Fix Powder Foundation. This is a beautiful powder foundation that anyone can wear. Even drier skins can definitely get good use out of this. I have hit pan long ago. I'm just waiting to finish it up a little bit more before I buy another one. I absolutely will be buying another one. This has always been my #1 favorite powder foundation for years, and I will always recommend it. 2 higher end concealers that I want to recommend to you guys is #1, definitely NARS. Again, just like the foundations, they do offer olive undertones in their concealers as well. So definitely check them out. They have a pretty decent range in the Radiant Creamy line that they have. They also have another one called Soft Matte that I love as well. Definitely a wonderful medium to full coverage concealer. Does not feel dry or look dry in your under eye area if you use it there. It's also great to spot conceal. And also my baby, my Too Faced. Love at first sight with this one. Pretty good shade range. It does so many different things. I love it because it doesn't look dry again underneath your eye. It contains hyaluronic acid, which I think all concealers, especially ones that you're going to be using under your eyes, should have that ingredient because it really helps to not have a lot of creasing, dryness, flakiness happen. Beautiful concealer. I definitely recommend checking out. If you're starting out getting into higher end makeup, you're not very familiar with a whole lot of what's out there, I don't recommend getting into loose powders. Stick with pressed. Loose can be very messy. You really got to have your technique down for how you're going to go about applying it. Sometimes loose powder can really go wrong. That's my personal preference. I believe nothing makes you look more flawless than a loose powder, but I'm gonna recommend a press to you just for getting started. And my #1, definitely MAC. As far as higher end brands go, it's on the lower end. So I wanna give you guys those types of options. This is old packaging, but I'm hanging on to it. The packaging has changed, but mine is still going strong. This is their Mineralize Skinfinish Natural. And I will definitely put all of my shade equivalents down in the description box. Beautiful powder to set your whole face with after your liquid and creams have been applied. It doesn't look cakey. You can definitely build on it. It just gives a very natural, diffused look because it is a mineral. It is not a mattifying powder, so if you're very oily and want some more matteness to your look, this is not the one to go for. For blush, I have 2 options and they're both powders. Once again, if you're a beginner just getting into higher end makeup, I do suggest going for powders over liquids and creams. They're just gonna be so much easier for you to deal with. So definitely my #1 higher end blush pick is probably always gonna be NARS. This one is in the shade Taj Mahal. Beautiful on tan to deeper skin tones. It's a beautiful burnt orange shade. One of my all-time favorites. NARS in general has a beautiful range of blush shades. You have to find something that will suit you. It's impossible when it comes to NARS. You will definitely find something that you like. Another option is by Makeup Forever. Not a brand that a lot of people talk about, but their blushes that they came out with maybe about a year or so ago are great. The range, again, just like NARS, is wonderful. This is the one I have here. I have it in a trio. I bought all 3 at once, a contour, a blush, and a highlight. But the blushes are so pigmented. You just need a tap of your brush and you're good. Be extremely careful with these ones, especially. NARS blushes, you can kind of swirl your brush into a little bit more, but the Makeup Forever ones are extremely pigmented. Be very careful how you use these ones, but beautiful color selection, last all day long. Bronzer, I have 2 options for you, and if you've been watching me for a while, you should know which 2 I'm gonna talk about. They're the 2 bronzers that I've always talked about on my channel. I don't think I've ever talked about anything else, really. And #1, BECCA. Their Sunlit bronzers are legit, worth every penny. Beautiful, beautiful formula, goes on to the skin beautifully, lasts all day. Not the best range. I believe they have 6 shades or so. Of course, they could definitely have more. They could go much deeper, but if you can find one of the 6 to suit your skin tone, check it out. And of course, my beloved Guerlain. This packaging, you just can't beat. Gorgeous, luxurious, looks perfect sitting on any vanity. If you carry it around with you, it looks beautiful pulling out of your purse if you want to use the mirror that it comes with to do any touch-ups. Beautiful, beautiful bronzer. Guerlain has been killing the game as far as bronzers go for many, many years, and it took me a while to finally give in and pay that high price tag, and I have no regrets. It is a phenomenal bronzer. I only have one suggestion for you guys as far as contour goes. Of course, it's a powder contour, and I really do not suggest at all going after a kit. You know you're not gonna use it. There are too many shades. Maybe as time goes on and you get more into higher end makeup, you may feel that it is worth it to you to go out and buy a kit with, you know, 4 or 6 different shades that you know that you like and you're really gonna get use out of. But for now, 1 shade is enough. So I am gonna suggest to you MAC. Their sculpting powders do come in single pans. And I have 2 here. This is Shadester and a deeper one, Shadowy. I actually picked up Shadowy first, and Shadowy is actually way too dark for my complexion. Shadester is much better for me. I'm an NC 44-45. So definitely check out MAC's sculpting powders for a great powder contour. You only need 1, guys. You don't need 6. For highlighter, I'm only gonna give you guys 1 option again, and that is from my beloved BECCA. Their range now is insane. They have a lot of amazing shades to choose from. This is my #1 favorite, Topaz. Works beautifully with my skin tone. They have an even deeper one than this. They have very, very light ones. They have even a very white shade for the extremely fair. Okay, eyeshadow. I'm gonna recommend 2 palettes to you guys. Can you believe it? I'm talking about eyeshadow palettes, something I never do on my channel. I am definitely a single eyeshadow girl at heart. That is where my love will always be, because I'm all about creating my own palette. I don't want a company to put a palette together for me. I want to pick and choose all my colors myself and make my own damn palette. But that's me. But I know a lot of you guys do love palettes, and that really is the best way to go if you're just starting out with some higher end products. So I have 2 options here for you. Viseart. This is the Warm Mattes palette. It's the only one I have, and I'm so glad that I waited because they came out with quite a few different color schemes before this one, and I just wasn't feeling them. But when this debuted on the market, I grabbed it immediately because I'm a warm tone girl. That's what I love. These shades are life to me. Any of the Viseart palettes I definitely recommend. They have cool tones, warm tones, all matte, all shimmer. They even have smaller 6-pan palettes if the 12 is a bit too steep for your budget. Check out the 12, the 6 pans instead of the 12 pans. I stand by Viseart's quality. As far as I'm concerned, it is 100% worth it. The Born to Run palette. If you do not have any high-end eyeshadow palettes in your collection, get this one. This is on point. The color selection is beautiful. The quality is beautiful. They blend very well. They are very pigmented. 21 shades. I'm so pleased, so proud of Urban Decay for not loading up this palette with a whole bunch of extremely light, whitish, ashy-ish type of shades. These 4 lighter shades that you see here, they still have a little something to them. They're not stark white, chalky, you know, colors that you look at and think, what am I gonna do with that? So many palettes that have this many shades in them. Lorac comes to mind, too light and chalky and ashy looking, especially on deeper skin. Maybe those of you with very fair skin like all those light options, but for me, these 4 are enough. I don't need any more super light shades. And then the rest are all incredibly rich and pigmented. You have browns, you have your warm tones, you have a little bit of color. The color selection is so perfect. You have green, you have blue, you have purple, but they're wearable green, blue, and purple. I don't look at this palette and think, what am I gonna do with that green? What am I gonna do with that purple? It's a beautiful saturation, a beautiful degree of shades that they've used here. And if you don't have this palette, go out and get it. You can create a million different looks. Let's move on to eyes. For eyebrows, I have 2 pencils I'm gonna recommend to you. You can probably guess that I'm gonna suggest are Anastasia and Benefit. Personally for me, Benefit is the newer one to my collection, so I haven't played with it as much as I have Anastasia. I do prefer Anastasia more just because it's a harder consistency, which I like. Benefit is much creamier. If you like creamy pencils, go with Benefit. But I like the fact that I have to press a little bit harder, because if you are heavy-handed, this can get dark real quick. There is a little bit of a price difference, so you might want to go with Benefit if you're looking to save a few bucks, only because they have a smaller travel size option. The original pencils, I'm pretty sure Anastasia is the cheaper of the originals, but again, if you're just looking to start venturing into those pricier items, get Benefit, because you have the option of getting that smaller size, save some money. That smaller size does not come with a spoolie, so keep that in mind. If you really want to have a spoolie on your pencil, then you gotta go for the full size. But there you have some options, and you can choose which way you wanna go. As far as gels go, there's only one gel for me, and only one that I can really recommend with 100% confidence that it will keep those brows in place and not let you down. Anastasia's clear brow gel. She does have colored options if you would like to add even more color to your brows, but I love the clear one. I love the wand. It's not too big or too small. I think it's a perfect size to fit anyone's brows, and it does the job. It keeps those brows in place all day long. Mascara, I have 2 options for you. I wanted to give you options that would give you length and volume at the same time. Personally, for me, I don't really want a mascara that only does one or the other. I always want both length and volume, and I get that with IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara and Urban Decay's Perversion Mascara. Check out the smaller travel sizes when buying something like mascara, especially a higher end mascara, because you go through mascara so quickly. So why not buy a smaller one that you're gonna have a better chance of using up in 3 or 4 months when you're gonna need to throw it out anyway. So these 2 are definitely gonna make your lashes look long and full and beautiful. Eyeliner, only one recommendation from me, and that is Marc Jacobs. Gorgeous range of shades. If you are not a black or brown person, he's got blue, he's got green, he's got purple, he's got red. He's got all the colors that you could ever want in an eyeliner. The full-size ones do have a sharpener on the end. They stay all day long in the waterline, don't transfer, don't fade. So the last category is lips. I have a lipstick, lip liner, and lip gloss, ironically all from the same brand, to recommend to you. And I'm also going to give you my recommendation for a liquid lipstick option, because I know liquid lipstick is still hot and poppin' in the streets, But personally, I got rid of all of mine a while back. I was into liquid lipstick for about 5 minutes. I just wanted to try it because it was hot and poppin' on the gram, but it's really not my thing. I am a gloss girl. I love a juicy, creamy lipstick and shiny gloss. But if I had to recommend a liquid lipstick, Smashbox all the way. Over the years, several years back, I did try a handful or two of different brands: Kat Von D, Ciate, Dose of Colors, Colored Rain, Tarte, but Smashbox killed them all. Beautiful shade range, they last all day, they don't look crusty, beautiful. #1 liquid lipstick pick that I could ever recommend, Smashbox. So for my lipstick, lip liner, and gloss recommendations, they're all from MAC. MAC lipsticks have always been a favorite of mine for many years. The color range is insane. This is their regular, standard, traditional line, but in addition to these ones, they have many other different types of lipsticks. But in this line alone, they have over 200 shades. So you can't beat that. MAC has always killed it in the lipstick arena, and I highly recommend checking them out. For a gloss option, their lip glass is so amazing. Love this. Love the fact that it is clear. If you do want to experiment with different shiny lip looks, why not get a clear gloss instead of going out and having to buy multiple glosses to be compatible with different lipstick shades that you're using? Just get a clear one that you can put on top of any colored lipstick and get that shine that you want. And last but not least, their lip pencils. My #1 favorite forever and a day. Cork, that is the one that I'm using today on my lips. Anytime that you see me with any neutral lip, my lips have been lined first with Cork. That is my #1 go-to. I don't bother with anything else. I don't want to bother with anything else. They are great pencils because of their formulation. They're right in the middle where I think every lip pencil should be. Not super creamy that it's gonna slide all over the place, but not so hard and stiff, that's what she said, that it's gonna drag on your lips and just be a nightmare to get on. They're right in the middle, beautiful color selection. You can find one to match any lipstick that you have. Highly, highly recommend MAC lip pencils. They are the best. So that's it, guys. Those are all of my high-end and luxury recommendations for any of you out there that are not too familiar with more expensive makeup and you're dying to try some and get in there and see what all the hype is about and whether or not the price tag is really worth it. These products that I mentioned to you, for me, they are worth it. I do not regret picking up any of them. I use all of them. I love all of them. Hopefully you will too. If you have tried out any of these products, let me know how they've been working for you. Please do give me a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.